Hi, we're continuing our series on what is church. We learned last week that a church is a group of redeemed believers who live and love in such a way that lives and communities are transformed. And so we talked about some characteristics that a church should have, church community should have. They should love one another, they should honor one another, they should accept one another. And today, I want to talk to you about a church is a community of believers that worships. See, a worshiping church is not a church that's worshiping because they want something from God. No, a worshiping church desires God. A worshiping church has an awareness that God is in their midst and they want God. See, Romans chapter 12 verse 1 tells us, "And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. And this is truly the way to worship him." Worship is a sacrifice. A sacrifice is when you give something of worth to something else that you find more worthy. And so worship is always going to be sacrificial. And by the way, worship does not happen just once a week. Worship is a way of life. And that's why lives and communities are transformed. Because as they see us sacrificially giving worth to God, God himself is going to be in our midst. So worshiping is not about the singing. It's not about the raising of the hands. It's not about the sermon. Worship is where now you acknowledge that your life, your body, is given to God. The most treasured thing that you own. You surrender it to God and you say, I give everything to you because I find you more worthy than me. And when a community worships in that way, now that community will be acceptable. It will be loving. It will honor one another. Because what's going to happen is that as God now comes into our lives, our characters will be transformed as well. We will be godlike, not in power, but in character. And that's my thought as I sit on my yellow chair. God bless you. See you tomorrow.